Morning campers, welcome to day 2 of our Bahamas basketball virtual camp. Before we get started with today's workout, I'd like to address a few things from yesterday's workout. If you were struggling with yesterday's workout, don't be discouraged. That's exactly what we wanted. We want to challenge you with your techniques and with your skills. Just because you do something good, that doesn't mean that you're getting better. So embrace the failure. Failure is not a bad thing. You have to fail to be able to succeed. So that's how we get better. Also, we spoke a lot yesterday about looking down when we dribble. Looking down is perfectly fine. Looking up is the easy part. Your eyes are trained to look where you want to go. But when we look down, we can see what our feet are doing, we can see what our hands are doing. Sometimes when you look up, you might think you're doing something with your feet or your hands, and it might not be the case. So your eyes is a great teacher. When you learn to play the piano, you don't just start looking up right away. First you look down and you learn the keys, and you get used to it. Once you get used to it, then you start to look up and you can play the piano freely. It's the same concept. Looking down for a few minutes won't force you to look down for your whole life. It's perfectly fine, once again. So with that being said, let's move on to today's workout. For today's workout, we're going to be using a box, or as I'm using a table, you can use a chair, anything that you can hit on that's about a little bit lower than the waist. Okay, so right now we're going to get into our pound dribbles with a box hit. So what we're going to do, we're going to get back in an athletic stance. Going to sit low. You can do a straight pound or a turn pound, completely up to you. You can mix it up however you want. But every time our dribble hits the floor, we want to time a box hit with that dribble. So every time my dribble hits, I'll just like that. Then I'll do the same thing on the left side. Okay, going to go through this for 10 to 20 reps each way, or you can go for time, perfectly up to you. Next, we're going to work on our floats. So all a float is being able to let the ball come up in your hand when you dribble. So when we dribble, being able to control the ball up and let it float in our hand. Right? Slightly different from a pocket. Pocket, you pull it to the side, and a float, you go straight up with it. We just let the ball go up in our hand. Okay? So right now, we're going to go floats with a box hit. So we're going to get back in our athletic stance. Going to sit, and instead of hitting the table when the ball hits the floor, we're going to hit while it's in the float position, so as it's in our hand. So we're going to dribble, dribble, same thing left. Make sure that you're hitting on the box as hard as you could. Right? We want to get some power. We want to be able to be fast with our hands. Going to go through this for 20 reps each way, or you can go for time. Next up, we have our crossovers with a box hit. So what we're going to do, we're going to take 2 pound dribbles, still hitting at the same time every dribble hits. And then we're going to cross over and have another box hit. So we'll be in dribbles of 3. So it'll be here, it'll be. Okay, as you can see, you have to let the ball float a little bit so that you can get that third hit before you put the ball down again. So you got to try to keep that rhythm. I know this is a beginner's class and this isn't really easy, but again, we want to challenge you. So with that being said, let's get 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. Next up, we're going to work on our between the leg dribbles. Same thing like our crossovers. We're going to get in our athletic stance. Going to get our shoulders down, hips back. And we're going to go 2 pound dribbles and then a through the leg dribble. Just like we did before with the crossovers. Every time we dribble, we hit the box. So it's going to be here. Again, still making sure that every time we put that pound dribble down, it's coming in line with our shoulders. We We don't want any extra dribbles outside and wide. Be able to turn the ball and bring it down. If you're having problems with it, don't fret. You will get it eventually. Just keep working on it. This is a very good drill to get your off arm active and get some good brain coordination and hand-eye coordination as well. 20 to 30 reps off the time. For our last workout of the day, we have behind the backs. So again, same concept as our crossovers and our between the leg dribbles, we got behind the backs. This is good too because it forces you to keep your shoulders forward to slap that box, because if you start to hinge forward, you won't be able to reach that box. So we're gonna go down in our athletic stance again. Gonna go. Again, 10 to 20 reps, or you can go for time. So today, we used our box a lot, just to help us with our brain balance and also our off arm, our handle. And that way now, we can start to get used to using our off arm especially, because that is very key when it comes to driving and playing in basketball. A defender cannot ride you with his hand on your hip, so you are free to move that. A lot of times as Bahamians, we call that handing off and we claim it's illegal, but again, it's not illegal because it's actually illegal to have his hand on you, so you are free to move that hand away. If you watch high-level basketball especially, you will see it all day, whether it's FIBA, NCAA, or NBA. It happens all the time, even at low levels. So with that being said, that concludes today's workout. We hope to see you tomorrow.